Hello and welcome to another anime lore and theory video. I'm Shangok, your host, and today we are going to take a closer look at how Ainz could be stopped from casting his own magic by even weak beings compared to him. But before we're going to take a closer look at any of this, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as a thanks to all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's get to the topic at hand. Ainz is a powerful caster. Even when fighting level 100 players, he won most of his duels back when he still was in the video game world of Yggdrasil 9, before being reborn or transported into the new world as his in-game avatar. However, his character build was primarily designed for roleplay as an Overlord, and not for direct one-on-one combat. And in the new world, Ainz with his level of 100 is essentially a force of nature. He can overwhelm almost anything in his path, and no amount of knowledge or strength or preparation would seem sufficient to stop him. But that's only partially true. While 99.99% of all beings in the new world stand no chance against him, there are individuals capable of at least temporarily disrupting his ability to cast spells. Because if an opponent manages to inflict enough damage on a caster while they are in the process of casting a spell, the spell will fail, and the mana intended for the spell will just be lost. And this happened to Ainz twice. Both times during the fight against the doppelganger Pleiades and the evil Lord of Wrath, and in this instance, the doppelganger of Shizudelta, who is weaker than even the original by about 20%, putting her around level 37 to 38, was buffed enough by Auriel Omega, the youngest of the Pleiades and the only human among them, who also appears to be a Miku priestess, to be strong enough to ignore Ainz own high-tier damage nullification ability, which would normally negate physical damage up to a level of 60. But we also know from other effects of the new world, for example Razor Edge, being able to cut Ainz despite being wielded by Gazev Stronov, who is clearly under the level of 60. That perhaps some effects could prompt attacks to ignore this kind of barrier and nullification ability. But we don't know how this happened and why the bullets of Shizudelta were able to hit and harm Ainz But we know that they did. And as a result, she successfully disrupted Ainz casting twice. And there are also beings in the new world that are powerful enough to similarly bypass Ainz physical nullification abilities. Examples include Platinum Dragonlord, of course, other ancient dragons, and potentially the other dragon councillors of the Arkland Council State, perhaps Evil Eye with the right buffs and support, and of course other strong beings like Dekem Hugin, the former Elf King of the Elf Kingdom, and of course Seshi Zetsumai, and perhaps even the Dreamer in the Submerged City, and other potential godkins that yet have to be discovered. They are very likely strong enough to at least inflict basic damage upon Ainz But here's the thing. If they fight alone, Ainz has a pretty good chance to defeat every single one of them. However, combined, these forces might be able to prevent him from casting spells consistently. So in short, physical attacks are particularly dangerous for Ainz not only because he isn't optimized for close combat, but also because sufficient damage right before his spell is cast can entirely prevent him from casting the spell and costing him all of the mana that would have gone into the spell. And with that said, now it's your turn. What do you think about this weakness of Ainz and by extension of casters in general, and do you think that this weakness will be exploited in the future? Or do you think Ainz will now be extra careful when casting on their battlefield conditions? Let me know it down in the comment section. And with that said, please check out my German channel, my fantasy channel, and if you don't want to listen to my voice or accent, but are still interested in the things I have to say, I have made an AI channel narrated by almost a woman, where I use AI voice covers for my videos, and the channels are all linked down in the video description. Also, please check out my Patreon if you want to support me beyond just leaving a like or sub. And with that said, I say thank you very much for watching, thanks to my Patreons for supporting this channel, and have a nice day.